So this is had become sort of well known already by this time, sort of Matt and I's dissatisfaction to what George Lucas was doing to Star Wars, which was, it was so disappointing when the new Star Wars came out and he basically just ruined the first three, because obviously us being the generation we were, that was gigantic to us, and to come out and basically say the Force wasn't actually the Force, it was something in your bloodstream, and it wasn't this whole cool Japanese Zen thing that it was supposed to be, and basically just, went and ruined those first three, and so that was bad enough. But then when he said, okay, now I'm going to go back and change the first three, we're like, oh no, because, these were classic movies to us that we wanted to show to our kids someday.
And then Spielberg started doing it.
Yeah. He literally did that. He put walkie-talkies in the hands of the FBI guys in E.T.
And changed terrorist to hippie.
Yeah. And our feeling, which is what we say in this episode, is like, you're making art, hopefully you consider this art, and if that's true, you don't go back and sort of fix your sculpture 10 years later because there's a little better...
and by the way, neither of those fixes to E.T. make it better. They make it stupider.
Yeah.
They just make it more, PC. But, yeah.
But and it's...
I'm officially, as of now, it's 2005, right? Yeah. I'm officially over Star Wars. I have to say that. I'm coming out. Because it was so important. I mean, I loved it like everybody else who was, grew up in the 70s. And between the new movies and just how many video games, and I can't even listen to that score anymore. I'm over it. Yeah. I have to say I'm over it.
I just actually, the other day, caught Empire Strikes Back on television, and it made me super sad, because I was sitting there watching it and going, this story is so cool to think that, okay, now that guy, that's Darth Vader, and he's actually, to think about sort of the storylines of the first three and how much they screwed it all up. Like, it could have been so cool if he would have, taken the time, not sort of, I think you could get to a certain age maybe where you just believe that you are as great as everyone tells you, and you don't need to fix your story, and you don't need an editor, and you don't need to go through all the toil on a script that you went through originally. Because it's just obvious that those scripts for the first three are just so and that's the only problem with the new shows, is that they're terrible scripts.
Yeah.
And because he was George Lucas, he didn't have anyone say, this is a terrible script, you have to fix it before we'll shoot it. You just had a studio going, go, make it, get it.
Or maybe someone did. Maybe someone did, and he was like, get out of here.
Right. Maybe.
I mean, who knows? But you need some people. You need people in your life as somebody who does comedy and even Star Wars. You need someone to say, nah, that's not very good.
Right.
Someone who's going to be honest with you. And probably George Lucas lives in a big room of liars.
Yeah.
Because everyone's sitting there reading it going, this is great, George.
Yeah.
Good.
There's no way that anyone with half a brain could have read that script and thought it was good. any one of them. I mean, they're awful. But
to retroactively ruin it's amazing the same guy made the first three. I didn't even really like Return of the Jedi, but parts of it are good. But the first series and then the second series, it's amazing. It doesn't seem like even the same person did it.
We did get a letter from Mr. Spielberg from this episode.
That's right, we did.
And we still to this day do not know if the letter was, if he was off or if he was.
It's kind of backhanded.
Yeah.
It's kind of backhanded. He basically says, I feel finally like I've arrived because I've been, I'm one of the villains in South Park. I love your guys' sharp, witty sense of humor, blah, blah, blah. But it was something kind of about the letter, about the tone of it.
Something that seemed like he was off. But we can't say that because maybe he wasn't. But
yeah, but it seemed like it.
But
this is the brilliant misunderstanding of Free Hat and a guy named Hat McCullough. Was it Matt? Something like that.
But we can't pretend to be this important because we're not. But we did hear from people that worked at Sky.
We'll just put it out there, even though it's probably not true.
It's probably not true. But we did get the letter from Spielberg, and then we did this. This did come out at a time where Spielberg was in the news that he was going to go back and digitally redo a bunch of shots in Raiders of the Lost Ark and remake that, and that's what we made the show about. Was like, please, Raiders of the Lost Ark is a work of art. Don't with it. And then he didn't. I mean, it's true that he didn't. He didn't do it. And then we heard from people over that studio. Not that he went like, my God, those guys are rad, I'm going to do that. But that he did see the episode, which we know because he wrote us a letter, and that he did then just suddenly one day say, I'm not going to do it. So maybe if we had even the smallest bit to do with Raiders of the Lost Ark not getting up, then I'm just as proud as that as wearing dresses to the Academy Awards. But it's probably not true, but we'll believe it.
But whatever.
Whatever, him. All right, next one.